Afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call the full Board of Commissioners to order for Thursday, September 18th, 2025. First item is Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our next item is an invocation by Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless the elected officials, that our actions will be pleasing in your eyes. Grant us the wisdom and the courage to do what is right for the citizens of Macomb County. And we thank you for always being our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Okay, next is item 4, adoption of the agenda. I'll take a motion to adopt.
Romano adopts the agenda.
Support Perna.
Moved by Romano, supported by Perna. Any updates or changes to the agenda? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Next is approval of minutes. I'll take a motion to approve 5A through 5C.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Howard, supported by Van Sickle. Any updates on the minutes? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Next is public participation. This will be the first opportunity for public participation for those who would like to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on an item which is on today's agenda. There'll also be a second opportunity for public participation for those who would like to speak on any item or issue. So agenda items first for public participation. Would anyone from the public like to speak? Going once, twice. We'll close public participation. Next is appointments. This is the Substance Use Disorder Oversight Policy Board. This is a board appointment, 2 vacancies, 3-year term to expire on September 30th, 2028. We have 4 candidates here. So Adriana, you'll call the roll on this.
So you'll give me 2 names. We'll start alphabetically with Commissioner Goike.
Michael C. Barrett and Michael Koroi.
Commissioner Grote.
Michael Barrett, Michael Koroi.
Commissioner Haw.
Barrett and Koroi.
Commissioner Howard.
Barrett and Koroi.
Commissioner Kraft.
Barrett and Koroi.
Commissioner Perna.
Correct. And Barrett.
Commissioner Romano.
Barrett and Koroi.
Commissioner Van Sickle.
Barrett and Townsend.
Commissioner Wallace.
Barrett and Koroi.
Commissioner Bueno.
Barrett and Koroi.
Commissioner Zinner.
Barrett and Koroi.
Chair Sabatini.
Barrett and Corey.
So we received 1 vote for Townsend and majorities for both Koroi and Barrett. Koroi had 11, Barrett had 12.
I'll take a motion to appoint Michael Barrett and Mark Koroi.
So move.
Support.
By Haw, supported by Van Sickle. Please vote.
Chair. Chair, would you like to mention that we
Well, can't vote.
Chair, if you want a voice vote, I can add yours in. I don't think the system's working great.
Yes, sorry, my
Motion
screen
passes
is just
12-0.
locked up on me here. I'd like to thank all the candidates that did apply for this appointment. Thank you for your service. This is an extremely important board, and we thank Michael and Mark again for reapplying and serving, and congratulate them for their reappointment. Commissioner Romano, did you want to add anything else to that?
No, thank you.
Chair. I did.
Commissioner Howard?
This is really for the board, but also for the folks. I did have a resident that was going to apply for this board, but she was a minor, and which we know that she can apply for the board. But part of the concerns was having some of the information out there as her with her being a minor, and so she decided not to apply after talking to her parents and everything. And so understanding that substance abuse disorders are unfortunately highly rampant in high schools and dare I say elementary schools nowadays, that just encouraging the Oversight Policy Board to lean into finding a way to bring in students to have substantive conversations on some of the rampant drug use and problems within the schools. So the parent reached out to me and gave me permission to kind of tell that story, and they just really want their daughter involved, but just with the reality that they're going to be applying for colleges and on teams, just didn't want her name out there, but said that they really want students involved in this board. So,
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, seeing no other speakers, I believe we vote on this item. We'll move on to the next item, which is the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority. This is an executive reappointment and appointment with board concur. There's 2 vacancies, and we have 2 applicants for this board, and I will take a motion to concur
Motion to concur.
for Troy, I hope I get the name right, Jeschke and Kenneth Goike. And motion was made by Commissioner Romano, I'm sorry, made by Commissioner Grote, supported by Commissioner Romano.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. I see no speakers on this item, so please vote.
Working.
Well, looks like we're gonna have one of those days.
Got it. You get the E?
I don't think it's coming through for a lot of commissioners. I can voice vote if you want.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Motion carries. Thank you to Troy and to Commissioner Goike for serving on this. The Brownfield Authority does a number of interesting things for the county, so I know this is Commissioner Goike's first appointment to this, so we look forward to his insight on this committee. Next is Solid Waste Planning Committee. We have 9 vacancies here. This is for a 2-year term to expire on September 30th, 2027. This is executive appointment with board concur. I will take a motion on item 7C.
Motion to concur.
Support.
Made by Kraft, supported by Grote. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please vote. Thank you for all the appointees here and this committee as well. This is a extremely important committee that will be discussing our solid waste issues for Macomb County. Adrian, are we good?
Commissioner Zinner, the system didn't receive your vote. If you'd like to voice vote, I can add it in.
Yes.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
And last 7D, this is a receive and file for full board approval of committee. Just need a motion for 7D.
Motion. Support.
Made by Howard, supported by Voino. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Okay, moving on. Next will be our proclamations. We have a number of proclamations today. I'll take a motion to adopt 8A through 8D and receive and file 8E.
So moved. Yeah, support.
Moved by Van Sickle, supported by Grote. We have a number of these, and I believe everyone is in attendance. So the first one is a proclamation celebrating Rickman Construction on their 60th anniversary. This is myself and Commissioner Romano and Commissioner Van Sickle. I believe, Commissioner Romano, you have the proclamation?
Yes, I do.
I can meet you at the podium.
Especially clean. Commissioner, spill all this water on it. Okay, this is a proclamation celebrating Rickman Constructions Incorporated on their 60th anniversary. This has been, this proclamation was supported by Chair Joe Sabatini, Commissioner Van Sickle, and myself. And whereas established in 1965 by Richard Mancini, who is your dad, and headquartered in Sterling Heights, Michigan, which is Mr. Van Sickle's in my district. Just down the road from you. With addition, there's also offices in Florida. Rickman Construction Company has grown into a multi-generational legacy. It delivers state-of-the-art solutions of underground infrastructure while maintaining the highest standards of safety and efficiency. Whereas with operations throughout the Midwest and Florida, Rickman Construction seeks out a workforce with top-tier professionals who are experts in the field of heavy underground construction. Rickman Construction continues to honor its founder by embracing cutting-edge technology and mentoring the next generation of industry leaders. Rickman Constructions, for its contributions, we want to thank them for the public infrastructure and economic development and community enrichment over the past 60 years. We want to know that by these present, the Macomb County Board of Commissioners hereby publicly honors and congratulates Rickman Construction Incorporated on their 60th anniversary. It is further proclaimed that a suitable copy of this proclamation be presented to the Rickman Construction Company in testimony of their high esteem, which they're in their field, by the Macomb County Board of Commissioners, signed by Mr. Sabatini, myself, and Mr. Van Sickle. And today we have Mr. Messina here as Rickman Construction's original founder's son. So, congratulations. Thank you. This is yours. We want to take some pictures if we may.
Put the microphone down.
Microphone down.
Thank you.
So, Commissioner, just really quick, you know, Rickman Construction has obviously been in business for 60 years, but we always talk about infrastructure and everything that happens below the ground. This is a perfect example of someone that makes sure that Macomb County is in good condition all the time, 24/7, 365 days a year. When something happens, they are there for us. So this is a true honor for you to be here, Macomb County based, and everything that you've done over the years, you and your family, and we just wanted to announce you here today. And I know you want to say a few words, Steve. So.
Yes, thank you. It is a true honor to receive this award and acknowledgement on behalf of myself, my family, and all the employees at Rickman. I'll be 63 in December, and I've lived and worked the entire 63 years in December, raised my family in Macomb County, went to school in Macomb County, Utica Community Schools. My family went to Chippewa Valley Schools. My wife and I would not want to live anywhere else but Macomb County, so I just want to thank this board for their hard work and this acknowledgement. I really do love this county and working and living here, so thank you.
Okay, I have two proclamations today. The first one is for 16 Ways. Some of you may remember 16 Ways was here before for breaking the 4x4 record. And this time they are here because we have some national champions, some junior Olympians here. We have 47 athletes qualify for Junior Olympics. And we have 3 that made it up to the podium. We have Adrian Walker won silver for 15-16 boys decathlon. Noah Schmidt winning the bronze for 17-18 men's 3,000 race walk. And we have Jeschke Hartley winning the silver for 13-year-old boys pentathlon. So just think of like for Adrian and Jeschke doing how many? 10 events in a span of 2 days. And Jeschke, 5 events. And was yours 2 days or one? 1 day. So 5 in 1 day and then 10 in 2 days. And Noah is our first race walker. So he's the first, and who knows what will happen after that. So I just wanted to acknowledge them because they don't just work hard during regular track season, during school season, but 16 Ways is in the winter and in the summer. So winter, spring, and summer, they dedicate themselves to this sport and has done great. So I just wanted to acknowledge them and the coaches because they put in their time as well. So thank you guys so much for everything you do for the community. And 16 Ways is not only track team, but a nonprofit that gives back as well to our community. So did you want to say something? No?
Thank you for this opportunity again, for allowing us to be here and to receive this award. Thank you. But most importantly is we're going to keep allowing these young men and young women opportunities.
Yep. Did you guys want to say anything to the No? 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 Well, great job, great job. We're going to get a picture. We're going to give this to you.
Antoinette, is there family out there?
Yes,
I have
parents.
seniors.
Parents, take some pictures. You're more than welcome to. Come right around.
No,
Oh, I am standing right in front.
but there's still a hope. When I retire.
The parents want to take pictures. All right. Thank you guys again. Congratulations. Right. And we just have so many great athletes in the area. We have one more that I want to recognize. And this proclamation goes to Champion Force, Mount Clemens cheer team. We have some cheerleaders here. And they are national champions this year as well. So we are full of national champions. So I just wanted to recognize them as well. Many of the team members have been on this team from a very young age, like 4 to 6 years old. And now clearly they're not 4 and 6, they're about 10 to 16. So again, just students dedicating themselves to a sport and really committing to it. And that's something that I think that we need to continue to talk about and continue to recognize, because we hear so many kids not leaving their rooms, not leaving the phone, putting the phones down or anything like that, but these kids are, and I just think that it's great. And the coach is absolutely wonderful and has given so much of her time to them. So I just wanted to recognize you all as well.
First, I just want to say a huge thank you to the City of Mount Clemens and the Mount Clemens School Districts. Our program's been in Mount Clemens for about 20 years, and they have been nothing short of supportive throughout those 20 years. So we have so much gratitude for the city and the school district in Mount Clemens. And then just all the props in the world to our athletes. We can give them a routine, but they're the ones who make it look good at the end of the day. And almost all the athletes on this team had been with us for a really long age. So to see them bring home a national championship and all their hard work, dedication, and perseverance in the face of adversity was really rewarding. So huge props to them. We could not be more proud of them. called our hype dad. He dresses like this at every competition.
Love that.
I'm just waiting for her to, I didn't want to get in her shot.
Wait for the slow one.
So are you guys still the Mount Clemens bathers?
Well, they practice in Mount Clemens, but they're not affiliated with the school, but the
Okay.
school we love.
That was their mascot name, kind of.
Yeah, I know.
It still is. They're still the backer.
Here we go. Yeah, there's yep. I know how to take my pictures. Here you go. All right. Mr. Chairman, stay there.
Great job, everyone. Great job. All the parents were invited to be in the picture, but they wanted to take their own, so
Sylvia.
that's how the parents are.
Stay there.
Pickleball.
Mine is well. Mine is free. Yeah, that's for one team. So we have team from Shelby Township. It's called Shelby Smash. That's a pickleball. Those folks retire and started playing pickleball. You can tell us all. We are very proud of you. Want to acknowledge you here at the board and present you with the recognition. That is great accomplishment for you all. Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, there is still hope for us. We can learn how to play pickleball.
Well, I'll say one thing really quick, and then we'll open the mic. I know they compete at Pitchford Park, a brand new park in
Yes.
Macomb Township.
Yes,
So
they practice.
I can tell you guys, if you're ever looking for a good pickleball game,
Yep.
show up at Pitchford Park, 22 in Romeo Plank. This is your competition.
In the winter time, Shelby Township Senior Center, so.
That's where we all got our
Yes.
start a
Yes.
couple of years ago, was the Senior Rec Center.
You
over
can
in Shelby
practice
Township.
basically whole season, and I want to congratulate you. Keep up the good,
Thank you.
good
Thank
work.
you,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. You know, thanks to the Macomb County Commissioners for recognizing us. 5 minutes of fame kind of goes a long way. Thank you.
Sure, I will. I think you said it well. The sport is easy to play, difficult to master. I only started last year, had an opportunity to play at the local parks here. We went to Iowa, played in the national tournament. There were 2,500 teams there. We ended up second. So it was
Amazing.
yeah. So it can be done.
Sylvia, thank you so much. Thank you. Joe, thank you.
You're the pickles.
Bread and butter, I hope.
Oh.
Don't tell on me.
Whose phone was that? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Harry's chance isn't quite as good as the other mother.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Phil, are you down for a match? You, me, Romano, chair, us four? Us four versus them?
Yeah.
We need a team.
I'm on IR.
Do we vote on these?
No, not yet.
We have not voted. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor for 8A through 8D and receive and file 8E. Please vote. Slacking today, Commissioners. I should have had that vote previously.
Motion passes 12-0.
Okay, next is presentations. 9A, this is the BOC Casual Day Recipient Recognition. This is Community Housing Network. Eric Burton is here. I need a motion to receive and file.
Motion to receive and file.
Support.
Made by Howard, supported by Perna. We have Eric and Rob. Guys, why don't you come to the podium? Commissioners, this is one of our BOC Casual Day charities. I think we've all kind of come to how we do these now, but we invite our charities here to talk a little bit about what they do specifically as our employees contribute to your cause. So you guys could tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Well, we'd like to thank the commissioners and the county for their generous support. Community Housing Network is going to be celebrating its 25th anniversary next year, empowering people to live in affordable homes and help build thriving communities. I'm Development Director Robert Boyle, and this is my colleague, our grants manager, Eric Burton. And we are really thrilled to represent our organization to you all today. A few weeks back, we were in East Point, and we were with County Executive Hackle and a few other representatives from the county as we had a ribbon cutting for 8 affordable workforce housing units that we're calling Kelly Court, about a mile or so from where I grew up, which made me feel very, very good. You know, the cost of living's going up, and, you know, so we appreciate all the county's efforts to make sure that they're looking out for their residents so they can avoid being homeless. We here at Community Housing Network do everything from street outreach to, we have an information line, we do permanent supportive housing, rapid rehousing, and the money that we're receiving today is going to help county residents stay in their stable homes. So we thank you so much for your support.
Thank you. Why don't you guys come up here? We're going to present you with a check, commissioners. Kind of straddle over, take a picture. Work?
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Congratulations.
Okay, please vote.
Put it on the table.
Commissioner Romano and Commissioner Zinner, if you'd like to voice vote. Motion passes 12-0.
Okay, next is a presentation from SMART. We have our new general manager, Tiffany Gunter, here today to present us about what's happening at SMART. So I'll take a motion to receive and file.
So moved.
Support. Supported by Van Sickle. Tiffany, welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and hello to all of the commissioners this afternoon. I want to take a quick moment to acknowledge the team that's here with me. In the back of the room, if he's still here, is he gone? Oh, no, he's still here. Is my chairman, John Paul Rea of SMART, and our employees here. As you very well know, Erica DeLange is our Macomb County ombudsperson, and Bernard Parker, our Vice President of External Affairs, Marketing, and Communications. And I am Tiffany, the General Manager for SMART. So today, what we want to do, and if you looked at ahead of the slide deck, I know there's 29 slides. I see the quick clip with which you move. It will not take long for me to get through this, but I did want to do a reintroduction because I believe the last time I stood before this body, most of these faces were not here. So I want to do an introduction. It won't be redundant. I do want to take time to answer any questions that you may have, but this is a reintroduction to you, to SMART, and the way in which we're moving forward. So our vision statement, we simplified it. It used to be a lot of words that didn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but SMART moves us, and SMART moves us in a lot of ways, not just physically moving people, but we move the region, we move the economy. And we're working on a social media campaign that honestly moves people's hearts and minds to understand what public transportation truly is moving forward. So we kept it simple. Our mission statement, very much in alignment with that, is that we connect people, we strengthen our community, and we drive economic growth by delivering safe and reliable mobility services. We did an exercise at the beginning of this year to establish core values. Our core values, they have existed at SMART before, but what I recognized when going around and just asking employees randomly, do you know our core value statement? They did not know them. And so what we did was we went through this exercise to make it simple and easy to remember. So if you'll notice, they spell SMART. They are safety, goes without explanation, I'm pretty sure. Multiplier effect, everything we do, we should be able to make better. Adaptability, post-COVID, we recognize that a lot of travel patterns change. We have to change with the demand that's out there, so we are adaptable as an organization. Respect is a key indicator of your success in our organization. It ties directly back to safety. It's risk mitigation. When people respect each other within our organization, we don't miss important things, and that keeps our liability to a minimum. And transparency, everything we do should be able to filter through the litmus test of who you're accountable to. Mine is my mother. I don't do anything that I don't think that you wouldn't be proud of. And so that when you now go around the organization and ask the question, what are our core values? People are eager to share them back with us because they actually remember them. So just recently, we made some big news. We hosted our first bus rodeo in 40 years. And a rodeo is essentially we have our drivers come out and demonstrate their skills and maneuvers, and they compete to be in an international rodeo that will take place next year. We sent one of our top drivers, Mr. Willie Kendall, I got it wrong, Willie Kendall, next year to compete internationally. It is a point of pride. This was done. Some people question, why did we bring it back after 40 years? It's to boost employee morale. When employee morale goes up, attendance goes up, service reliability goes up, and it's all interconnected. Speaking about service reliability, our team is a little bit different than a usual executive leadership team. At 3 a.m., when most people are rolling over, we're rolling out, and we are in the garages, and we're looking at our operations with a different and critical eye to ensure that on-time performance isn't just something we talk about improving, but it's something we actually improve going forward. And so the employees, again, it's all about employee morale for us. We want them to show up. We want them to be excited about delivering the services that we have to offer, and this is doing wonders for our team. This was a video. It's not working. I'm going to move on. It was just some pictures. We're seeing some increases in ridership on our Gratiot route and Gratiot routes and the Van Dyke route combined annually. It's roughly, I believe, about 1.8 million riders a year that we're serving, and that number continues to increase as service continues to improve. On paratransit in Macomb alone, we're seeing 26% gains. A lot of those are happening on weekend trips when people are using more paratransit trips for leisure, which we love to see because we do have the capacity for it and we want to fill it. But during the weekday ridership, we're also seeing that the service reliability is bringing people back to our system, and we're excited about that. In the Hall Road zone alone, we've seen an increase in 63,000. We've provided 63,000 rides, an increase in 3% over the last year, and that service continues to outperform expectations. For our community partnership program, we have 75 community partnership program vehicles in the system, which many of you are familiar with. Richmond Lennox Services, Star Transportation, they're listed here. I don't read slides, I know you can read. And so what they do for us is they are the extension of the services that we cannot provide day to day. And these communities take very seriously moving their seniors around for whatever they want to do, for leisure, for appointments. They can call them, schedule those rides, and we provide the vehicle so that those rides can be executed. As we look at the budget and what's happening right now, SMART has roughly $176 million overall budget. 60% of that budget comes from the property tax millages that are levied in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County. The rest of that comes from state funding and federal funding. What we are facing right now with the budget discussions going on in Lansing is a potential cut. We looked at the executive budget, that kind of keeps us steady. That would be the lowest, steady from the previous year, that would be the lowest allocation we've received in the history of the local bus operation allocation. And that would result in an $8.6 million cut to our service, our budget. And that's about a 50,000 service hour reduction as well. And so we are really relying on a lot of folks to get to Lansing and have those conversations with legislators who need to make those decisions so that we don't see a drop in funding while we're simultaneously seeing an increase in ridership. That would really hurt the system. So a couple of things on this is one of the key bright spots in the budget proposals came from the House side of the legislature, and that was an increase of $60 million. However, it's tied to fare box recovery, and I'm explaining this, and I'm taking my time a little bit more on this slide because what it doesn't account for is it doesn't account for the local millage. And over just about half of our riders are seniors and people with disabilities that pay a half fare. And the reason for us providing that local support is so that we can keep those fares reasonable for those that we know need the system the most. And so what our mission has been in our trips to Lansing is to explain to them that while we understand efficiency and we want them to incorporate that in discussions, we don't want to exclude the fact that there has been a real contribution locally. And if I can explain this just a little bit further, while we have a low fare box recovery ratio right now, Saginaw Star system has a 14% fare box recovery ratio, meaning the people that actually pay to get on the vehicles, they have no local millage, but they would have access to that additional $60 million, and we would not. So that would have a devastating impact, and that's just something that I'm trying to walk around and educate people on as much as possible. And so I'll take any questions that you have on that when we're done, but that is critically important as this moves forward. We know we're facing an October 1st deadline, and it's not looking very positive right now that that's going to be met. And our employees are essential, and we really want to advocate for some movement there. In keeping with the fun things, our labor negotiations began last month. They are looking quite positive. We're moving forward with looking at what's necessary in terms of the ESTA laws and looking at what's reasonable in terms of wage increases. But it's very positive, the conversations that we've had with all 5 of our bargaining units thus far, and we expect to be able to close those out before the deadline at the end of this year. Over the last couple of years, you may have heard a little bit about the smarter mobility work that we've been doing. The recommendations are in. We are hopeful that those increases in service will be able to go forward if our funding does, in fact, improve with the state budget. And we've done, I don't have the number in front of me, but it was, I think, 33,000 people engaged and provided feedback on this process. And it's a lot of increase in service. If you see the existing network versus the proposed network, we're looking at a lot, I believe it was about 1 million more jobs that would be reached as a result of this. We're currently hitting about 550,000 employers within a quarter mile of our service. This would expand that network exponentially, as you can see here. Keep moving. Here's one of the most critical slides in that you can see who we're going to be accessing. The major hospitals in the system, including Henry Ford, McLaren, and Ascension Health Systems, the dialysis centers, our shopping malls, the community colleges, and a host of other areas that rely on our systems every day will be getting more frequent service and a lot more coverage in the Macomb County area as a result of those recommendations. Again, another reason to support the efforts at keeping our funding stabilized at the state level. Our community commitment, and I don't have to read this at all, is that we truly do respect our stakeholders and we value your input. Over the years, I don't know that we've always had the greatest communication with one another. However, that is something that as general manager of SMART, I take very seriously. We want your input. I had a great conversation with Mr. Chairman and the Vice Chair just recently to talk about that commitment. we want to be a partner. We recognize our position is to provide you with great service, and that's simple. I don't really have much more I could say about that, except for it's sincere. We've been working over the past year to develop a fleet maintenance plan. Again, about service reliability, we believe that when our vehicles go out on the road, they should not break down. If we're doing proper preventive maintenance, they won't break down. But over the past several years, that has not been the case with SMART. I would tell on myself before you all ever tell on me, we have to do better. I understand that. And that fleet management plan is being rolled out and executed as we speak. We've introduced additional efforts to improve our shelter locations as well as our bus stops. We're starting the Smart Spaces project, which is safe places, accessible communities, and effective stops. We understand firsthand what your feedback has been, and that our stations, our shelters, and our bus stops are our front door, and when they're not maintained properly, it is very devastating to your communities. And that's something that we're moving forward with doing better. Vice Chair Hall has worked with me in Roseville on a project to try to make sure that that is something that we can get done with some creative new innovations. I believe I'll get to that in a moment. And that is a commitment, again, that we will make. We've asked our bus drivers to help us. We don't have the ability to hire someone that can look at every route and every stop every day. But we do have the ability to have our bus operators connect with us as a team, and as they're driving that route, they can look and see if there's a shelter that needs attention, if there's a bus stop that needs attention. And what they've been doing, and we've asked them to do, is to radio that in and dispatch the shelter attendants directly to that location when there's an issue. We shouldn't have a case where they're trying to figure it out when we have eyes on the road in the moment. And so that's been giving us some gains. Can't say that it's solved for it completely. Of course, we've got to train our drivers appropriately on when to report, but that's something that we're committed to doing going forward. Just talked about the shelter cleaning pilot program in Roseville. We have their DPW partnering with SMART right now, so that the high ridership locations that tend to be a little bit more in disarray, they go out and clean them, and we offer them a stipend in order to do so. And we're going to do that for a year until at least we're able to get the program together internally to manage our shelters more effectively. We understand that the communities want more control over some of the dollars that come in through the millage that's levied, and we have been having conversations with my chair and Chairman Stabatini about how we can do that and how would we administer a program to make that happen. We listen to you, and we want to be responsive to your requests. One of my pictures came through here. All right, there's Jim. He's a resident of St. Clair Shores who we just met about a week and a half ago, and he made sure that he got to me to say, please don't change my senior discount from my fare, because without it, I pay 50 cents for a ride. It works out for me, and I'm a senior, and I'm on a fixed income, and I can go anywhere, and I can use the system reliably, and it's affordable for me. So Jim allowed me to post this picture here today, so thanks, Jim, if you're watching. We're doing more than just the work in this community. We're working with partners both at the state level and at the federal level to be at the front and cutting edge of the technologies that make the system smoother, that make operations more efficient. And so you can see here, we just came back off the heels of an industry conference with the American Public Transportation Association, where we were able to have a lot of good conversations about how you can even implement AI solutions for some of these difficult things that we have not been as effective in the past. Move America will be here on September 25th. We're going to host a panel there where we're talking about investment in infrastructure. So we want to hear from our peers. We know that being insular to yourselves does not allow for the type of growth that you want, and some of that growth can come even with the existing dollars that you have today. You don't necessarily have to make big investments to have a big impact. I've already talked about our commitment to partnership. It comes with a commitment to excellence. I don't want a bummy partner. Nobody should. And so we want to provide a service that you can be proud of and your communities are also proud of. And I don't know, I think Erica created this presentation because she ended with her picture on this slide. But in all seriousness, Erica, I do believe, tries to attend every Macomb County event that there is hosted, and she is very responsive, and we appreciate all of the work that she does do in the community. And just a last shout out as well is for the Community Partnership Program. One of the things that we created recently was the Office of Community Partnership. And so Alyssa Gartrell has been working with those individual community partnerships to be responsive. One of the most challenging things and most frustrating things for me was if a community partner reached out to SMART, they didn't know who to call. Some called the maintenance department, some called HR, some called finance. None of them had a one-stop shop where they could pretty much unload any issue that they were having with SMART, and then that one person inside of our organization could go and solve it and be responsive. Alyssa's been in this position for, I think, 5 or 6 months, and just that short time, we've been having such positive feedback from our community partners about the level of responsiveness that we've had at SMART, and so for that, we are grateful. And with that, I will answer any questions that you might have for me.
Thank you, Tiffany, for the update. We appreciate you bringing your team along and giving the board an update. We do have some questions, so we'll start off with Commissioner Wallace.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for coming, Tiffany. It was a great presentation. I just have a quick question, and I understand like the expansion that you guys are looking at doing, and I completely understand the budget restrictions. My question is, if there is a need for another stop, and I believe Erica, we emailed a while ago about something like this, but if there is a need for another stop, what is the process for that? Because in our situation, when we spoke, we were looking for another venue for mental health, and patients needed to use the bus. But we were looking at different ways for us to get them to the venue. And it just seemed like another stop was not possible. So what is that process? How long does it take, or is it not even worth asking?
It's absolutely worth asking. So the process for adding additional stops on routes is that, one, you did the right thing. You go through Erica first, and then she takes it to our planning team. Our planning team, the industry standard for fixed route service is a stop every 3/4 of a mile, sometimes half a mile, depending on the population density. There are so many factors to go into a stop placement, so it has to be on a safe corner or just a safe location. And it also, we look at ridership. So travel time is one of the key indicators of your riders being attracted to that route. And if you add so many stops, you slow down the travel time and then you lose other riders. So it's just a trade-off analysis that we do. It's usually something that we will work out for the community, but it does take time to change a route if you're adding a stop and it's going to have a negative impact somewhere else on the route. And that's what the analysis is.
Okay, and then I understand that, and then if flex is not an option for certain areas, is there something that you would recommend, or just call a taxi?
Well, the community partners, the list of community partners that were there, some of them have services for young people, some of them have services for seniors. It really depends. We don't like to send people to a Uber or a cab. If we can help them, we absolutely will. It's truly dependent on the area that you're serving, though. And I would, if you want to, we can talk about if there's a specific use case that you want to look at.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Goike.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And just to pile on, and thank you very much for coming. For what Commissioner Wallace was just talking about, the flex in the north end works out very well because we don't really have a lot of designated routes, but Mr. White does a good job working for you people. I mean, it's a great asset for the elderly and the people that have physical problems that up in the north end, that's how SMART works for us. It's phone calls, they're made, and it absolutely does, work to the advantage of being flexible and to help the most vulnerable up at the north end. So accolades, you know, to him and the department and you guys for operating it there, so. And then the other thing I just wanted a quick mention is I hopefully that you use the one-time HARPA funds on like making the shelters and stuff, because you knew it was one time. Because you know every year, you know, the valuation of houses are going up, so therefore the millage will increase and you're gonna get more money that way. It's a pretty consistent number from the federal government that comes into the state because it's 10% on that budget of what's coming. And that you base your, you know, hopefully your baseline on your operations on those numbers. And then anything more coming to treat it, you know, skeptical on how it's going to be in the following years. That's just a recommendation.
I appreciate that comment so much. And Commissioner Goike, one of the things that we did with some of those ARPA funds, because we know that they can't be used for ongoing operations, was we were able to shore up our retirement, excuse me, I'm trying to say pension. I said
Yeah.
retirement, but you know what I meant.
Unfunded
Pension.
liabilities.
Unfunded liabilities. I could not get the words out to save me. The unfunded liabilities, we were able to shore those up by transferring basically our operations funds for a while to be able to, one, increase the rate of pay to be more attractive because we were having a difficult time hiring drivers, and so we wanted to be more competitive. And so by doing that, we saved $11 million in the budget that we could then shift towards other uses for the long term. So we felt that that was a really good use of ARPA funds, and we've done some other things, like you're saying, with the shelter cleanup that are one-time installations that we can 100% maintain over the long term, because we don't want to be using ARPA funds to try to sustain our foundation. That's not, and I appreciate that recommendation wholeheartedly.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Tiffany, I just want to say thank you. Tiffany and team came out, met with myself and Commissioner Haw a couple of weeks ago, possibly, I think it was. And we had an open and honest conversation about SMART and some of the challenges that we've been having. Obviously, each of our districts have different needs. And we talked about that openly and candidly. And I just want to thank you for being proactive on the discussions that we had. And, you know, we see you as a valuable partner. And obviously, we've got a number of commissioners here that have that use SMART on a daily basis in the sense of their communities, and they support it very strongly. And we're here as your partner, and we just want to thank you for being here today and sharing all the updates, and congratulations on your new appointment.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman. Have a great day, you all.
Thank you. Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Okay, next is our committee recommendations. For all those of you in the audience or watching, these items were discussed in detail at our individual committees, so this portion of the meeting will go fairly quickly. Typically it does. So the first item here is our Government Oversight Committee recommendations. I'll take a motion to approve items 10A and 10B.
So moved.
Support. Commissioner Haw, supported by Commissioner Howard. Any discussion on these two items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Next is our Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee recommendations. I'll take a motion to approve 11A through 11C.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Howard, supported by Perna. Any discussion on these items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Next is our Internal Services Committee recommendations. I'll take a motion to approve 12A through 12E.
So moved.
Moved by Wallace, supported by Howard. Any questions on these items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Next is our Health and Human Services Committee recommendations. I'll take a motion to approve 13A through 13G.
So moved.
Moved by Howard, supported by Kraft. Any discussion on these items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Okay, next is our Public Service Committee recommendations. I'll take a motion to approve 14A.
So move.
Moved by Haw, supported by Wallace. We have some speakers on this one here. Commissioner Haw.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to add 2 stipulations to the motion to approve this project. Number 1, any renovations that impact structurally anything that's currently being done will be taken out of the road commission budget after our space study is done. And 2, F&O will be responsible for the completion and the entire project.
Do you need support for that amendment? Support. Okay, Commissioner Wallace supports that. Commissioner Perna.
This item was put on our agenda last week, and we postponed it till today. And my feeling is, I'm probably going to support it, but hopefully this does not set an example for other departments that come to the Board of Commissioners without going through the necessary steps, which would be F&O regarding improvements in their facilities or their locations, what have you. And there's a lot of issues in Macomb County where roads need to be improved and renovated and corrected and assisted, but we need to send a message to all of the departments that they can't come at the last minute and ask for something here without going through F&O. Now, the study that's being done, and I'm not sure, Mr. Chairman, how long that study is going to be regarding Plant Moran on all of our facilities. Is that due in the next couple of months, or any idea?
It's about a 10-month process.
10-month process. So if they come back 10 months from now saying that they didn't need to do these necessary adjustments, what happens then? It would come out of their own budget then?
Yes. We have JP here. I think he's going to address that question for us.
Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. I just want to speak unequivocally that in no way, shape, or form will any of the modifications under this project be in any degree of conflicts or provide any stressors on the space and facility needs assessment. We are well aware of the statutory responsibilities that road has to fulfill with regards to the facilities that it manages, and undoubtedly those dollars are prescribed not only by state statute but Act 51 elements. Brian and team are exceptional stewards of all of those dollars and will make sure that they're used not only at the highest standard of compliance and eligibility, and not only go through an audit and assessment internally with Department of Roads, but are brought to this board for advice, consent, and ultimate ratification.
I accept that. But it should have gone through F&O.
Commissioner, I greatly appreciate the inquiry on this, and as you can see by his presence here today, we are aligned on the expectations of this project and are very much looking forward to working with Commissioners, F&O, Department of Roads to ensure that we can remain as operational as we expect to be in the future, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. Can anyone tell me an expectation of time when F&O and Brian will be coordinating? I mean, I realize Roads is busy, F&O is busy.
Already underway, Commissioner. We not only are working with F&O and Brian on all of this, but Brian and Ben will be working seamlessly on this project.
When will that be?
They've already started talking about how they're going to work together and make sure that all this happens.
They have. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I just want to send out some kudos to JP, Brian, Ben, the executive office. We talked about this in great detail over the last week, and we have a resolution here today, it looks like. So obviously we'll be voting on a minute here in a moment, I should say. But I just want to thank all the commissioners, and I know there's been a lot of feedback on this, and thank you for JP being here and team and answering all these last minute questions. So
Chairman Serbatini, always welcome the opportunity to address the board, and we're always here to help.
I see no other speakers. Please vote.
Commissioner Hall, the system didn't receive your vote. If you'd like to voice vote.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Romano, if you'd like to voice vote as well.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 12-0.
Okay. Next item is, I'll take a motion to approve 14B through 14D.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Howard, supported by Romano. Any questions on these items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Okay, next is our Records and Public Safety Committee recommendations. I'll take a motion to approve 15A through 15I. Moved by Romano, supported by Wallace. Seeing no speakers on these items, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Okay, next is resolutions. I'll take a motion to adopt 16A and 16B.
So moved.
Or
Moved by Van Sickles, supported by Haw. Seeing no speakers on these two items, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Next is correspondence. So thank you letter from Casual Day recipient Carol's Angels and Warriors. I'll take a motion to receive and file.
Motion receive and file.
Moved by Grote, supported by
Me?
Goike. Seeing no speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
And next is our board office update. I'll take a motion to receive and file.
so moved.
Moved by Hawes, supported by Romano. Crystal?
Good afternoon. Before I start my update, I did want to let you know that my title has changed. I am now Director of Board Operations. So I wanted to let you know, not to be surprised if you notice that on my email, or I think it's listed on the agenda that way.
We like it. Well, Crystal.
The first update I have is email notifications are now available in Civic Clerk when the minutes are published. If you want to turn those on, you can have Luke or Adriana help you before you leave today. You will do that in Civic Clerk on your iPad while you're logged in. So that email will go out when the draft minutes have been published. And it's also an indication that the agenda has been updated. The agenda is always subject to change right up to the meeting or even at the meeting when it's adopted. So if there were any changes to the agenda, she's updated that before she's done the minutes and sent that out. If you have questions on when those are sent in her process, you can talk to Adriana about that. We are working on our RFP for digital marketing services. That will be posted at the beginning of October and be open through later in November. We do expect the board to conduct those interviews and make that selection in December. We would like to add Municode to our Civic Plus package. That official request will come before you from Jeschke in October. Most commissioners should be familiar with what that is, as many of the local municipalities use that for their code of ordinances. So it would be moving our ordinances into the same format. And you'll get more information at the internal services meeting. The current program we have open is Casual Day. Nominations are due by November 14th. Our Veteran of the Year nominations will be able to be submitted starting next week through October 17th. Savannah will work with you that following week. You'll be here for meetings. She'll be putting the nominations together and help you vote so that somebody is selected, and we will be presenting that in November. Student Government Day will be announced in early October. Please watch for an email from staff asking for suggestions for the essay for the 2026 Student Government Day. Our ordinance work groups have been very busy. I know Chair Sabatini provides updates on these in his monthly reports as well. Our County Seal Ordinance Work Group is meeting after today's full board meeting. We expect a final draft of the contracting ordinance to be before you in October. The Ethics Ordinance Work Group received a packet today of preliminary information to start to review, and they will have their first meeting in the beginning of October. I'm not going to read through all the hunch-free stats and social media stats. I will mention that we had our bi-monthly meeting with hunch-free leadership, And Commissioners Howard and Wallace participate in those. And we talked about some new series and some different ideas for videos, so we're excited as we start to plan those. And I hope our commissioners remain open-minded as we invite you to participate. But they had some really fun ideas, so we're excited to start working on those. Our August IQ stats are on the back. The top message issue for August was roads. We did use IQ for our first newsletter in September. We are using it for the first time ever for the casual day nominations. Luke created a ticket system to receive requests for changes in civic clerk from county users, and also a request form for the departments that reserve this room so that he can better organize those. And it's just like a ticket system IT would use, but we're able to use IQ for that too. And your Q2 reports will be sent at the beginning of October. As I mentioned, when you receive the last quarter reports, the more we run the reports, the more we're learning on how we can track the issues. So hopefully those will get better and better over time. Every week we identify maybe a new topic to add or a different way we can record something so that the reporting gets better. Please take note of the important dates I have in green there. The County Senior Fun Fest is next Thursday. So if you are available, I would invite you to stop and visit our table. We will be there from 10 to 1. Human Service Board applications are due on September 30th, so the board will be appointing to that board in October. The MAC conference runs from September 30th to October 2nd. The commissioners who are attending that our office made the arrangements for, I will send you an email on the 29th, the day before, with all the information you need. Budget season kicks off on October 6th. So you have a budget timeline to kind of remind you of our process. We do have meetings that week, and then the following week is Columbus Day. That is a county holiday. There are no meetings the week of Columbus Day, but then we're back for meetings every week after that. And as the timeline mentions, Kyle's your main staff contact for anything budget related. And you all just received a calendar invite while you're in this meeting for a health department tour before a board meeting on October 22nd, so at 1 p.m. if you wanted to tour that building before you come for your meeting that day. And that is everything I have for this month, but I'd be happy to answer any questions or elaborate on anything.
All right, thank you, Crystal, for the great update. Any questions, commissioners? Commissioner Van Sickle.
Thank you, Chair. When you send out the information about the various nominees that we can submit, could you include the past recipients so that we don't, like,
For which one? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part.
for like the veterans and other things that you want us to submit nominations for?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Could you include a list of the past recipients?
Yes, we wouldn't include those in the ones you were selecting from, but we can include those just so you have them for
Yeah,
reference.
so that
Okay.
we know not to double up.
Sure.
Thank you.
Seeing no other speakers. Thank you, Crystal. Keep up the great work. All right, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Okay, next is public participation. This is the opportunity for public participation for those who would like to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on any issue.
Me.
Okay.
All right. My name is Paul Schorsch, Ultra Mega Precinct Delegate from the Real Republican Party of Clinton Township. I live on a street called Moravian, 38057. Listen, the road is a disaster. I'm going to show Jim Perna this one picture. The wheel was ripped right off the rear axle of the vehicle, right on the corner of James and Moravian. The road is dangerous. Can you guys please at least do this? I know you don't want to spend the money to fix the damn road, all right? Can you at least put a sign up? Make it 25 miles an hour. We got a school right down the street, all right? School buses are driving left of the center of the
the double painted yellow line. The fire department is driving left at the double yellow line. Nobody wants to drive on the northbound side, and the accidents, head-on collisions are happening in front of our house. This is really bad. All right, the other thing is I want to bring up is I've been with Axe My Tax and all property taxes in Michigan. I've been on the corner of 16 Mile and Gratiot. The overwhelming love and happiness from the community coming together to sign this petition, the smiles on their faces, to giving them hope to end the property taxes in Michigan, it's unbelievable. I've never felt so much love and happiness and uniting the people coming together. This is Democrats, Republicans, Independents. This is the American people coming together signing this petition. And if you want to know how many signatures I've gotten this summer, it's getting close to 8,000 myself. So I'm telling you, the people in this area, Macomb, that's just this area. They're tired of our tax dollars being wasted, squabbled away, and they want an end to it. And I'm telling you, I've never seen so many people coming together in my life. There are a few crabby ones, but most of them are so loving, happy, excited. And this is old people, young people, everybody coming together. And that's what we need, people coming together. They can see our roads aren't being fixed. All right, it's obvious. They want the end of this, you know. And I believe it is going to happen. I believe we will get the 650,000 signatures, and it will be on the ballot 2026.
You have 30 seconds.
Listen, believe me, the people are going to vote yes. I've had people, homeless people, say, I am a registered voter. I lost my home. But what do I do with the address? And they put homeless down. I've had people tell me, I don't care what you do. I'm never coming back to Michigan. These taxes are too high. But I thank the people that are coming here, moving here. But anyways, I'll just make it quick. These are altered. This is your altered voting record, all right? This is the way it's supposed to look like. This is what happened when you filed a complaint with the Clinton Township Police Department. He gave it back to me.
You're out of time.
Yep, it's against the law. You guys, you know what? I believe even in the assessing departments, our records are being altered. I'm gonna say one quick thing. Last board meeting in Clinton Township, a citizen came up and spoke after I did. $40,000, too much. He wanted his money back. Paul Gilham says, well, we can only go back 3 years. Paid 40 grand too much for property taxes. I want you guys to think about altered records, public records. Listen, this is not right.
Thank you.
I'm serious. When I was waiting in line, there was other people saying the same thing when I paid my taxes Monday. Jim, I'm gonna give you this. Jim, maybe you might wanna think about retiring, because I know you're a career politician. You've been driving on this road all your life.
Would anyone else from the public like to speak?
Please make it 25 miles an hour or even, it's dangerous.
You can
Think about
approach
the
podium.
kids. Thank you. I know
This is heading toward Mount Clemens.
I know.
You have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Pastor Curtis Ostash. I'm from Harvest Time Christian Fellowship in South Warren. Today's a special day for us. It's the 34th anniversary of our church. We started in September, on September 18th of 1991. The reason I'm coming here today is very frustrated with Macomb Community Action and the Macomb County Food Bank. We had an inspection by the Macomb County Food Bank and Macomb Community Action on April 4th. No problems, except one. They said that some of our refrigeration logs weren't up to date. And we did have a volunteer that seen all these papers, so she just threw them away. But we do keep track of our refrigeration. So that was no problem. And we got an email saying everything looks great, no problems. Then August 4th, we got a call from the food bank, and they said, we're dropping you as one of the people that get food from the Macomb County Food Bank. Why? Well, You had some boxes on the floor when we visited. That was never noted from April. You know, you had some food that wasn't properly labeled, whatever. There was some strawberries that had some mold on it. When you deal with perishable foods, things happen. We throw out food that's not suitable, so it is what it is. And the issues that they brought forth are just pretty crazy. We've dealt with the food bank for years, had a good relationship with them for many, many years. And just out of the blue, you're no longer part of the food program. Our zip code, 48089, it's the most needy, food insecure zip code in the entire county. We're the biggest food pantry in all of Macomb County. Last year, according to our Link to Feed data, where we scan people's barcodes who get food, we gave food to 75,665 people. We don't collect the data. It's through Link to Feed, Gleaners, Forgotten Harvest, and the county. It's their system. We just scan barcodes of people that come and get food. It's an absolute shame what's going on. Some of the issues are the issues that I have with the city of Warren, which are also ridiculous. In August of 23, our mayor gave us the mayoral proclamation for 3 decades of faithful service to the needy, food insecure, homeless people in our city. Said nobody does the work that you do in South Warren, no other church. 2 local churches that have both a 100-year history within blocks of our church have just recently closed down this year.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
And, you know, here we are, the most needy people in all of the entire county, and you can't get food from the county because there's political games. I'm a biblical Christian. I don't make excuses for that. That's part of it. All of the nonsense you read about us in the paper. The city came, they impounded our dumpster, they impounded our trucks, they impounded our pallet jacks, they impounded our lawnmowers. They sold them and disposed of them. And they said, well, they cleaned up our property because we had food waste on our property. That's a big fat lie. They came with police and tow trucks, took our vehicles, took our equipment. It's been in the paper. People have said all kinds of nasty things. And there's about 10 nasty people that keep making nasty comments in our city about us. And they're so loud, they're so obnoxious. You know, they are what they are. It is what it is. But we've been there 34 years blessing people. And it's a shame that the county would not give us food without notice. And plus, the state.
So you're out of time.
Let me just tell you one more thing. The state Michigan Department of Agriculture and the Macomb County Health Department have inspected our facility repeatedly, unannounced. And in 34 years, we've never gotten one complaint or one write-up or one citation for anything. And I have the written reports if any of you are interested in that. But people say there's rats there, it's unsanitary, there's rotten food there. It's all bull. It's just haters spreading hate. And the government has inspected our facility endlessly, unannounced, and we've never had one citation. Thank you for listening. I hope somebody in this county can do something. It's a pity and a shame that the people most needy would be deprived of food from the Macomb County Food Bank.
Would anyone else from the public like to speak?
Good evening, Macomb County Board of Commissioners. My name is Thomas Smith. I am the Regional Member Services Advisor for Macomb County. Basically, I'm the liaison from Lansing to Macomb. I'm here representing State Representative Ron Robinson. So if there's any issues or anything you need help with, or anything that I may assist with, please reach out to me. I will leave you my cards. It's been a while since I was up here. Missed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to speak? Once, twice. We'll close public participation. Next is our other board and commission updates. Commissioners, any updates here? Commissioner Wallace.
Thank you very much, Chair. As Crystal said, the MAC conference is coming up. Hope that many of you will be able to join me, be a part of the swearing in, and apparently a couple of parties. I usually go straight to bed, and they told me I could not do that this year. So I will, I guess, be there. As well as yesterday, Geez, was it yesterday? I'm getting, yep, absolutely, it was yesterday. Yesterday was so long. I was in Lansing, speaking on behalf of, well, going against the privatization of CMHs and what is happening within our state. So hopefully we'll get a clip of that so you guys can see, but I think it's still, we still have time to fight against that. And our community and the people that we serve need to keep community mental health a public resource. They need to be able to reach out to someone local to get help when it's needed, who would want to be on hold when they're thinking about suicide or having other mental health issues. So I did that on behalf of Mac, but I did give Phil a few shout outs. Everyone thought that he was going to come through the door, but he did not. So, but I think that's about it. Hopefully Phil has an update on mental health. I do not. But that's it for Mac. Thank you.
Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. In Harrison Township, I noticed some pallets at the water park. It's called the water park. It's changing over to the Miller Park. I stopped in there because they were concerned about some ducks, so I went to check out the ducks. They were farther in the water and they were bobbing for food. They were fine. And I went over to the man on the land working with this pallet thing, and I had been told that it was silt. They were bringing silt out. And he explained that there was a dredger out there. They were from up north, pretty far up north. And they go around the country dredging. And I was talking to him for over an hour. Very interesting, very informative. And he showed me the water that was coming out from the bottom of the lake. And then I looked at the water that was coming out of these pallets, long area in the parking lot. And the water was coming out there was clean, very clean. And they were going to be doing that for several days for what they were paid to come here for. And it was very interesting. They had a system. They had their piping set out for the dredger, and he was excited to see the lake. He was really excited to see the lake and the ships going. And anyway, it was a very interesting experience, and he was explaining the cleanliness and how it all was done. So it can be done. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Since Commissioner Wallace threw my name out there, I guess I have to speak. The update for mental health from last month is there really is no update. As of right now, everything is sort of still continuing to progress. The pushback is still continuing to happen. But I will mention that yesterday at the Capitol was the Walk a Mile Advocacy Day. And normally that's just for advocating for, mental health and things like that. And really the push this year was opposing the procurement process that's happening. Macomb had a great showing. Oakland County, I think, was there. St. Clair was definitely there. I wandered around. They all have tents set up on the lawn. There were probably a few thousand folks there, and walked around the Capitol, met with a lot of their representatives. So it was a great showing, not just from Macomb County, but from the entire state. So hopefully that loud voice is heard up there. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Howard.
September is Veterans Suicide Awareness Month, and we lose 22 veterans every day in this nation. That rate is going down across the nation due to efforts that have been in the last decade, but one is still too many. Here in Macomb County, we have amazing veteran services, and I sit on for NACO, I sit on the Veteran Services Committee, and one of the things that they've talked about is veterans are not accessing the services that they deserve and that they earned. And we're seeing that particularly here in Macomb County. And so I just got off the phone with a veteran yesterday that just went down to the VA and was able to get some services for things that he did 20 years ago. And our nation owed him healthcare services and money. And so just if you have a veteran, whether it's an issue here in Macomb County or nationally, we have partners throughout other counties that we can get them connected to the services that they need. Because some veteran programs are unfortunately being sunset, especially in regards of housing. And so, but we're trying to do some other stuff locally that we can support that. So if you guys have any veterans in your district, please reach out if I can help.
Commissioner Romano.
Thank you, Chair. Last week, Thursday or Friday, State of the City address. Mayor Michael Taylor gave it for Sterling Heights. Myself, Chair Sabatini, Commissioner Van Sickle were in attendance. I just want everybody to know that Sterling Heights is in good hands. Things are going well. Still claimed to be the safest city with a population of 100,000 or more. We ran that by the FBI, and they still choose us as number one. That's all I got. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no other speakers for other board commission updates, we'll go to commissioner comments. Any general commissioner comments? Commissioner Wallace.
I'm back, guys. Okay, really quickly, there will be, I know you're gonna be surprised when I say this, a March, Santa is coming to town, guys, in Mount Clemens, November. Crystal will send you the information, but I hope that you all can join myself, Commissioner Hall, and Chair Sabatini as we walk down Main Street. I mean, we have some guys in here that usually show up and walk with right in front of us, so it'll be like family, good times. Also, I wanted to just make note of the improvement that's happening with Hunch Free. Our numbers are going up on social media every time we meet. So I say that to say people want to know what we're doing, but they want to know in a way where they can receive the information, and that is primarily through social media. So I am hoping that Commissioner Romano will partner with me on a video soon, and we can be the example for you guys. I'm not going to look his way. This was a surprise. So just to be an example of what's to come, keep an open mind. We have some great ideas coming your way. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Goike.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have two different items real quick. One being the executive's office still here, and they work on their collective bargaining stuff. I would hoped on a comment that defined benefit programs have been it's a major deal. They went back to this for hiring. I only hope that they have looked to the AFL-CIO's program with the skilled trades on how they are determined to operate, about the amount of money that goes in under their social security number. That's what their benefits are based on, and it's a lot better program, and it's still a defined benefit program, that it's not going to drive the community broke on benefits that are given just on a flat number. We've seen what destruction that has done to a lot of the different pension plans, and I think this is a superior way of doing it, and I'm hoping the best for those employees that do want it, and that you pay a lot of attention to stuff like that. So instead of your best 3 years, no, it goes according to how much money that's in that fund. You get a percentage back, every month of what it is. So it's a sustainable, contract so that they could receive their benefits. The other thing is I seen a sign for the veterans, on Groesbeck Highway, because that has been historically a major deal that Commissioner Howard has been talking about. They're too embarrassed to ask for their benefits, and the sign is actually up doing that, so I'm very proud of that. So those are my two comments. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Grote.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say that on this Tuesday, on the 23rd, Shelby Township has a senior expo. Any of you commissioners are welcome. It's separate than from the county. So if any of you want to stop by, you can guys join me. I will probably be there for a couple hours. Also, last weekend, I went to Commissioner Goike district. I was on the trails. I visited the trails and I stayed for the parade. You guys we have to go and visit him next year in the district. That was amazing. 2 hours, beautiful. He wasn't there. I was hoping that
Parading across the Mackinac Bridge.
I was hoping I will meet him there, and I just went to check on the trails, and our company is doing great job keeping up, cutting the grass and trimming, so that's a good thing. This time I went very, very far, so I ended up in Richmond, and I don't regret that I stopped for the parade because there was amazing weather, a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, I'm not able to get into this. I don't know if there's somebody before me.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Antoinette, I looked it up for the parade. I think it's, according to my phone, it's saying that it's 50 years for that parade. November 22nd, 2025. I think it starts at 10. But anyway, it is the 22nd of November because there's, other things happening in November too. So, which is good to know.
Okay, seeing no other commission support made by Romano, supported by Wallace.